Ari, up until the age of 3, was a typically growing normal child, very rambunctious and funny little guy. And he went on a holiday with his family to America to see his extended family. And Ari was originally wearing his life jacket as the day was going on, and then he needed to have a sleep and wouldn't go to sleep with the jacket on. So they removed the life jacket. He woke up from a nap and ventured outside to find his dad. And then in between there, the details are a little bit iffy. We're not 100% sure exactly what happened, but the next they knew is somebody asked, "Where's Ari?" and his father went searching for him and found him in the water, face down, and he jumped in the water and pulled him out and started CPR straight away. I received a phone call that evening saying that he was in critical condition, that he'd fallen overboard and drowned. He'd been revived on the way to the hospital, but the future was uncertain. So I flew over to the States, where I arrived to Ari in a coma, induced coma. He was intubated, he wasn't breathing on his own. We were just sort of waiting to see what was going to happen next. And then he had an MRI a few days later, a scan of the brain to see sort of what the damage was, if any. And that's when we got the horrible news that it was extensive brain damage, global brain injury, through lack of oxygen, and that at best, he would be in a persistent vegetative state for the rest of his life. The likelihood of him knowing who we were again was very unlikely. But I refused to take that information as the end of the story, and we've been working really hard ever since to help him come out of his shell, and somehow he's found a way to laugh and smile, and he knows exactly who we all are and he reacts to us beautifully. The key thing for keeping your child safe is just be really aware of your surroundings. Whether you have a child that's quite quiet and sits there nicely, or one that runs around and likes to explore, it can happen to anyone. This is not something that picks and chooses people who it happens to anyone. Luckily for Ari, the people who were on the scene knew CPR, and that is what definitely saved his life. But I don't think we would be in this position at all had his life jacket been left on. And that's just really the moral of this entire story, is that water safety starts from the beginning. It's not just knowing CPR, it's not just knowing what to do in the event of an accident, it's the prevention that is really key.